LA, guys. Apparently, I was kicked out of my own show. I was kicked out of my own live, which is very embarrassing. Very embarrassing to be kicked out of my own panel. And looks like Bob Bell is somewhere floating in the nether regions. I'm your host, Todd Mossy. How's it going, guys? Guys, can you hear me in the room?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Welcome to a special edition of Real Talk with Todd Montesi and company. We're going to talk about NFTs, crypto, and also about my upcoming project, the PN-NFT project. That'll be connected with my PN and Friends project, my web series, and it should be a great time. So hopefully Bob Bell and everyone else will jump in later or what have you and do that. So if you don't know who I am Todd Montesi. I'm a comedian, very popular comedian from NYC, a filmmaker, all that stuff, Rick Contour. And we're joined here by Jonathan Kaplan, who is a comedian as well. And he's the first artist of the PN-NFT drop. And we'll be discussing stuff with him. We also have Savvy J. Savvy J is a very cool filmmaker. Also my co-host tonight. She'll be asking great questions and stuff. Savvy, do you know much? Do you know that much about NFTs, or do you know anything about crypto and stuff?
Crypto. I invested $30 in Dogecoin, so clearly
wow.
I'm brilliant and I'm going to make millions. No, I actually don't, and I think the concept's really interesting. But I've heard about certain positives and negatives to it, so I'm very open to learning more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you make any money from Dogecoin?
No, because I put in $30, so I made $5. It's useless. It's utterly useless.
No, I'm saying though, because it's blowing up now, Dogecoin. But I guess you invested recently, right? You invested a couple of days ago, or did you invest a month ago?
My friend invested in December with $25, and he's over $900 now. But he did it in December,
wow.
And I did it 3 weeks ago, and I've made $5. So, oh well, it happens.
There you go. Speaking of investment and all that stuff, we have Josh Carter, very funny comedian, one of the first people who got into crypto and stuff. Josh has made thousands of dollars in crypto and stuff. He's a thousandaire. Josh, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, riding the crypto wave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Josh is the type of guy that he lets us know about new cryptos coming out soon too. I know SafeMoon was the big new thing he was getting into, and NFT.
I was lucky on that one. I got in 2 days before it got really popular, and I sold what I put into on I just got very lucky with SafeMoon, and I still have a bunch, and I'm excited for the future. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to work out. A lot of people think it's a scam, but I think that in certain ways, sometimes when something, I look at everything by everyone's fear and greed, when there are a lot of people who are afraid of it, but it's still surviving, and the government doesn't just come and shut it down, maybe there might be something to it. It might be the next Dogecoin, and if it's do you guys know about SafeMoon, all of you?
I love when someone always talks about stuff like this. It always sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, I'm before I go into it, I'm wait, do you guys know what I'm talking about here? Complete silence. No.
We'll jump in right in.
I myself. I was accountable there.
Basically,
SafeMoon is my latest one.
Yeah, if you don't know what SafeMoon is one of the newer altcoins that came out. That's basically based on Dogecoin. And speaking of SafeMoon, Bob Bell is back. I was going to call you.
I just got out of the blockchain. So.
There you go.
He just came straight to the blockchain.
I got sucked in. It's kind of like the movie Tron. You just get sucked in, and then an hour and a half later.
Sorry, I had this put on the laptop as well. I can't say that.
Yeah. So and
continue with it.
And also we got Jimmy Hack, very cool dude, very funny guy as well. He's not a comedian, but he hangs out with us. He's a comedian by proxy, and he's always got the big ideas and stuff. We always we always, back in the before times, we'd hang out at bars till 4 a.m, just bullshitting about philosophy and stuff. And he's also been into crypto. Jimmy, you've done crypto and stuff, or have you
Yeah, well, I go by my alter ego Satoshi Nakamoto, so a little bit.
There you go. I think you're in a car right now. You're a little breaking up though, but we'll figure that out. So before we start, Bob Bell, you're a resident baby boomer, right? No longer a baby, but I guess boomer. You're a full, right? But what do we call your generation?
I think I'm more baby than boomer at this point.
Right. Yo, Bob, what's interesting is like before this thing like blew up, like I didn't know this, but you were kind of like investing in stuff like gold back in the day, right, Bob?
But it's, what's interesting here is that, what you have here is like, that's where well, I'll talk about that. Basically, I had a few $1,000s, and with a few $1,000s, and when you're like young, you think, okay, I can like, I can do anything I want. I can like, sit around here and, take a position. And I basically went for like 3 years, and I think I ended up to like $2,030, something like that. Where basically I made no money, but just wasted an incredible amount of time, which gives me like a complete like, insight into like what the NFTs are, because it looks like this is like the 21st century version of any sort of like having your own little like trading account. It's
right.
Except it's even more it's more crypto, if you want to put it that way. I mean, there's no transparency at all, which means the whole thing's going to blow up. Which means one person's going to be a multi-billionaire, and everybody else is just going to be like dragging around like coffee cups from Starbucks. That's it. Sorry for being I didn't want to get it off on the wrong foot at the beginning, but I figured that's
It's half of it, but I tend to agree 100% with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, Bob represents the boomer POV when it comes to anything. So yeah.
I think that Bob is right in a way. I feel like crypto is going to be a huge redistribution of wealth from the baby boomers, his generation, to like Gen Z and millennials. That's how they're going to give us their reparations.
That probably would be a bad thing, actually, But I tend to think there's going to be a few like incredibly like vicious boomers who are just going to end up on top until they just throw all their money. Yeah. I grew up with a lot of vicious people, so I think one of them is going to win out.
They're going to need someone to teach them how to do the computers and stuff.
Yeah,
So they're gonna have to hire a millennial to at least do a little bit of a split.
Yeah, well, yeah,
I'm just messing with you, Bob.
Yeah, I agree with you. Except they'll probably like throw him out the window after he's done it. I mean, I know these people; they're really bad,
I guess that's true. Y'all were like gangster back in the day.
Yeah, but
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, like I guess we've always had this sort of thing, going on where it's like first it was gold. Where it's like, to back up your wealth and stuff, where, like collectibles, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now we're going towards like sort of Bitcoin, where it makes sense, where it's like, now we're going more digital. We're going more towards that aspect of life where it seems like, and before it used to be like, all right, I'd be on our phone maybe like 40% of the time, and then maybe on real life 60% of the time. But now it seems like people are on their phones, on their digital lives, like 80% of the time, and then actually engaging in real life like 20% of the time. And I think that's where
it's like Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Matrix. They're plugged in
we're getting
things, not living the real life, even though real life is a shithole.
Right.
Or Neuralink.
Right. Yes, Savvy,
have y'all heard of Decentraland?
Decentraland? Yeah, that's like what is the Decentraland? Can you tell us a little bit about it, Josh?
It's like a virtual life that you could live, and it's a game, and you could earn real money playing it, like mana tokens, which is a type of crypto, and like you could buy and sell NFTs and promote NFTs in Decentraland, and it's like this, and you could buy virtual real estate.
Like Neuralink.
Yeah, it's like what we've seen in sci-fi movies for 20 years, like coming to life. It's like Ready Player One type thing.
Yeah. It's about time. It's about time we have like, Charlton Heston running around talking about monkeys and,
Honestly, just be able to work out at the same gym that's in Black Mirror, where you just like go to the gym and then like you build up like, I don't know, they're playing like Second Life or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's one thing about this though, with like, even like what you were saying, Todd, transitional goods, people buy something that for $10 million because they think in a few years it'll be $15 million, like something like Marilyn Monroe's dress or some crazy thing. There's no transparency to any of this. That the blockchain could be, who knows who's right. I mean, again, it's like a Wizard of Oz type thing, and I wonder like
by the CIA.
Right. I mean, blockchain QAnon. Who fucking knows? Yeah, really.
Yeah. Well, the thing about the blockchain is the blockchain is supposed to be detransparency. So, like, that's the whole idea of it, decentralization, where instead of having like a third party, like a bank, to be the to be the person that's like says like, all right, this is your money, this is where it goes. You're basically, it's one-to-one, where you have like the blockchain as like the separate entity itself, as like the open and public, where you don't need to have like that third party to hold for you. So instead of
you could basically like follow every single transaction that's ever happened on the blockchain. So for that reason, it's inherently more honest than the banking system or trusting like the government, which is why I feel like you have to definitely make sure to be careful if you're making money in crypto, because they're going to follow all your moves for taxes. So you have to make sure you're doing that okay too.
Well, I think I think.
Well, with the blockchain, I have a question about the block.
No.
Oh, Savvy,
she's been silenced.
But the blockchain.
Right.
Who else? It already controls their lives.
And fucking up the stream.
Right.
So, like, I always thought that Bitcoin was so that you could like do like money laundering and do crimes and not get tricked. But
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. I mean,
well, it's anonymous. Bitcoin's anonymous, but you could still trace that money.
That seems
the money is traceable on the Bitcoin blockchain.
Yeah, one at a time, guys. One at a time. So, Jonathan, can you ask your question again, and then like Josh could answer it?
Like, I always heard that Bitcoin was a good currency to do criminal transactions on because it can't be traced. But you're saying that it can be traced? How come it was such a good thing?
Well, everything on the block. I'll answer it real quick for you. Everything on the blockchain is traceable, but the thing about Bitcoin is it's completely anonymous. But like for a normal person in this day and age, like let's say I started a Coinbase account, like Coinbase knows what my wallet address is. So the government could say, yeah, this is Josh Carter's Coinbase wallet. This is like what's pulling out of his bank account, But like if you're Pablo Escobar selling cocaine and like getting paid in Bitcoin, you probably had some like data scientists create a wallet for you on your own computer that's not with a company that you had to send your passport and like ID in,
Yeah, but that's different because their currency was actually based on something of value, like cocaine.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that people like Pablo Escobar used Bitcoin, or I mean, not Pablo Escobar, but someone more modern than that, like a cartel. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Hey guys, we're not teaching people how to money launder. This is not what it's about. But,
No, but I even think that in the early days,
that's another podcast.
Yeah, in the early days of Bitcoin, I think that most of the value originally did come from criminal activities and like underground like government deals that were like illegal and secret
and
stuff, like deals between the U.S. and China, or the U.S. or Russia and whoever. Like that was what Bitcoin was used for at the very beginning.
But one of the things I want to ask about this, I'll let him go. Go ahead.
You go or
I'll go. One of the things I want to ask about this is just what is this only has value if you depend on the number of people that are within the group, like sort of like signed on to this. Like you're talking about in the old days with Bitcoin, right? You have 20 drug dealers doing like drug transactions, but those are the only people. That community, maybe not 20, but more than.
But that was only in the beginning, though. But now everyone's using Bitcoin. Like you could use Bitcoin to buy stuff on like Amazon now.
So you can so that would that's going to be the big difference then. If you once it gets to a critical mass, so this is like a currency issue where like when the pound went down in the 50s and then the US dollar took over, maybe Ethereum's going to take over the US dollar. I mean that would be a big thing. It would be a big change, and then again we'd all be living in Starbucks.
Yeah, Savvy. Yeah, Savvy. Are you there?
I'm a woman. I'm better seen and not heard.
Yeah, something's real. Yeah, I mean, it's the stream. We're not trying to sound.
It's my internet. I'm gonna call it out, man. This man talk. No. I do have questions though because
No,
one thing I don't understand about one thing that these New World Order types talk about is the fact that with cash there's anonymity, right? So if you have what was the initial appeal of Bitcoin was doing shady shit, then what, aside from accruing money, what's the appeal for people to get that if the initial interest was privacy, or was it? I don't know.
What?
Well, I'm not saying it's not private or anything. It's still could be private to an extent, but it's definitely a lot harder to do shady shit as it was when it first came out. A lot more people now have kind of educated themselves on how to follow the transactions and stuff, and it's a lot more. I don't know. Does that make sense at all? That's my.
Yeah, no, I mean,
actually, Savvy, it's still there's still an element of digital anonymity with Bitcoin. Actually, I mean that's the whole point.
I think the crime aspect is cool. I don't think they should take that out of it.
Yeah, but I mean, but again, it's it's the crime aspect is crime from the bigger boys, not
how are we going to make any money with this shit?
Yeah, it's not like drug dealers on the street doing it. It was
right.
What's the difference between drug dealers and Goldman Sachs? Let's
I actually had a thing to bring up about this a parallel that actually has its own version in the NFT thing, because my background, I'm the one doing the art for these, and I actually went to art school. I know a little bit about art. The art market since the 60s has just been a commodities market for criminals and also rich entities. I would just say rich entities to arbitrarily put something into a sphere of value so that they can trade on it, whether or not the artwork has any value at all. And that is shown in a lot of the modern art as it gets made fun of, is because since the Mona Lisa came and was shown in New York in the 60s, it created this commodities market of investors in the big cities that had never happened before. And that's why an offshoot of art is this fucked up overselling contemporary art, which is in a way like NFTs and in a way like early Bitcoin.
Right. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking to NFTs, I'm going to explain to you my project coming up and basically what we're doing with NFTs. So I have a web series called PN and Friends, which is pretty cool. We've been going on for a couple years. We're trying to get it, I've been trying to get it to a bigger platform to pitch it and stuff. I've been pitching it here and there and stuff. But the problem is, it's they're always asking it's too weird, or, usually they like to invest on things that are have a proven genre, or a genre that follows other things, like reboots or remakes and stuff. They rarely take a swing at something different. And with the NFTs, I want basically we shoot with our phones, we shoot with Zoom, we do whatever we can. And even though it's still dope, it's still cool. We're not doing the stuff where it's in a bigger platform with better cameras and stuff like that, and better production quality. So here's the thing: people do GoFundMe's and stuff, and they do Kickstarters, which are cool. But when I came across NFTs, at first I thought, oh, this sounds kind of dumb. Why would you buy this thing or that? Why would you buy a JPEG to when you could the typical the typical complaints, right? But then I thought about it even more, and I was like, wait 1 second, it's not just a JPEG, it's an idea. NFTs are sort of an investment where you can basically support your project, a friend of yours, or support something you're following And also, if the project blows up, that NFT will blow up in value as well. So if you're investing in like an artist or a project you're into, like you can also benefit from that as well, not just like emotionally, but also like monetarily, or there's real world value with like supporting that artist with this token, with this NFT. And NFTs are basically like they're like a piece of content that's on the blockchain, and basically it's one of one. So, for example, if it's like say if it's a baseball card from like I don't know, like a Ken Griffey Jr. baseball card, right? But if instead of like having thousands of Ken Griffey Jr. baseball cards, it's just that one Ken Griffey Jr. baseball card, and that's passed on to you from Ken Griffey, where like the digital blockchain will have the digital autograph of you getting that piece of, digital artifact from the source directly, and it's marked on the ledger that is the blockchain, which I think that's a game changer. You know what I'm saying? Like it automatically like removes the middleman, with the idea of like decentralization, where it removes the middleman and it goes from point A to point B directly, and without that filter, you could do whatever you want when it comes to that like sort of aspect. So it's like, so the audience and the producer, the creator, kind of have a more like a more connected relationship when it comes to like producing the content. Almost like old school, like thousands of years ago, where like folk art or like mythology,
Like
where
cavemen
like,
existed?
come again?
Like when cavemen existed?
Sure, why not? Yeah, yeah. I mean, in a way, when a caveman drew a picture, he drew a picture
Thousands
for like
of
his
years
audience,
ago.
right? Yeah.
Cave
And then he probably got a piece of rock. He might get a rock, like, oh, I'll show you this cave painting I did if you give me some rocks and some like
Yeah.
dino burgers or something like that. Like,
I think Devo was right.
Right.
We're devolving.
exactly. Yeah. But the point is though, so basically what I'm doing is like to like fund the project instead of doing a GoFundMe, I'm developing NFTs for this project, the PN and Friends. And the idea basically being like you buy an NFT and basically you stay connected with the show because the NFTs will be also part of our show too. Like they'll be part of the storyline. There's going to be a constant like engagement with the NFT with like our show, and when a show blows up, when a show goes on a bigger platform, like if it goes on an HBO, that NFT will also blow up in value as well. But here's the kicker, right? These NFTs will constantly be engaged with the content. So, for example, the NFTs will be part of our story, like a story arc, like for example at Marvel when they have like the Infinity Stones. If you get an NFT from our project, that you have a piece of like the story, and you have like a quote unquote Infinity Stone that like would be able to like influence the story going forward. So basically, as long as you have that NFT, you're part of the story, and like you might get real world value from it. So for example, say if there's an NFT on it, say if the show's on HBO and NFTs is like part of the storyline, we might be able to invite you, the owner of the NFT, to be on the show. You know what I'm saying? Because like you have the NFT and be part of the story, or it might be even something like, oh, like we featured your NFT on the show, and you just like shouted it out on Twitter and saying like, hey, that's my NFT. You might get a prize from that. You know what I'm saying? So there's different ways where like there'll always be like value within having that NFT, a PN NFT, if you will. And that's going to be the cool part. So it's almost like if you're Game of Thrones, right? And basically, like you're starting out Game of Thrones, like J.G.R.R. Martin's like, hey man, I've got this idea, Game of Thrones. So to get it off the wall, like I'm selling NFTs for it. You could imagine having like a Jon Snow NFT before the show came out and all that stuff. Like you'd be like the man, you'd be like, or the woman, you'd be like that person who's got that cool thing where it's like, it would represent that you help create that content. And also it will represent like, oh, like I'm one of the investors and I'm an actual real fan. Like I was here in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. And that's why I'm just like, oh snap, this is a great way to like tell a story and to narrate like a comedic story in different ways now. That's like 21st century, where a lot of content is just very straightforward. It's very like linear. It's very like it doesn't like. I mean, when they engage you, it's cynical. It's like, hey, I'm trying to sell you something. This is engagement to the audience. That's like cool and fun and like almost wholesome. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh yeah, you're part of our universe. You're part of our story, and you get to you get to be like one of those influencers in the story. You know, I mean, I haven't seen that since like mythology. When people were telling, you know, like when Homer was telling tales to people, and then they just took that
And then
tale.
he gave out a Homer Pog. He actually gave out a Homer Pog.
I was going to put that in.
Right.
With,
By the way, if anyone's watching, you can comment. Please comment and like and engage with us because we're here for you too, man. We're trying to.
My favorite
Yeah.
thing that you said is I really like the idea about getting a prize. I like the idea of getting a prize.
Right.
I want to get a prize.
Yeah. Like you know when you have like a store coupon, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From like, yeah, that's it. It's
best.
cute. It's cool. It keeps you connected to that like brand.
You know what it's like in a digital way? It's like when you get a coupon code that works.
Right. Yeah.
Can we do our rebuttals now?
Have you ever heard of amiibos?
Wait.
No, what is that?
An amiibo is something that I think Nintendo and other game companies did, where they made like an action figure that you'd put on top of the game console, and there was data in the action figure that unlocked parts of like certain games and like online as well, kind of like webkins. So I don't know, that just made me think of that. Obviously, this would be a non-corporeal version of that, but that idea of interactivity,
that is cool.
and it's like a Patreon, you know, you have something unlocked.
Right, yeah.
But it's actually a lot like in Farmville when you were actually get money and you could buy shit in there.
Right. Those were kind of like early versions of NFTs and like that aspect. So like this seems like the next level for that, you know, where people like actually purchase content within that digital space for like, you know, for the digital lives. I want to give a shout out to William Dizanowski. He's checking in, holla to the crew. And of course, Satan. He's checking in. He's all about the
Who better to have on this show?
Right. The king of pelf himself. Yeah. So yeah, I want to say, so Bob, you said you have a rebuttal, Bob?
Well, I'll say this. I mean, in terms of like the way you're saying people getting involved, it reminds me a little bit way back in the day, you know, people would buy into or invest in David Bowie. I remember there's a big thing when there were these things called Bowie bonds where you could buy into him in terms of the tour and everything. And it reminds me of that in certain ways. And I think this is a much more high powered version of that. And that can be good. But one of the things, I mean, because I'm brutally cynical of all this technology, is how is it that the blockchain is not corruptible? That's like, you know, I mean, you're talking about like, I agree that it's good to have like one-on-one, but like, you know, I also, you know, if somebody's coming at you with like a baseball bat, sometimes it's good to have an intermediary, you know. I mean, but I agree in principle that there are certain good things about this, but I also think a lot of this stuff can be, you know, it's, you know, like any other technology, you see like sort of more the positive things like the internet back in the 80s and everything, but then you start seeing like, wait a second, you know, people are like, you know, are clever and they can kind of get around a lot of the good things that this might offer. So I would say just to be wary with it. I think the things you're talking about are, you know, can be positive and people can be involved in the project. That's all great. But I think also at the same time, you might want to like want to wake up and say, wait, what happened to my wallet? It's all gone. You know, right. I mean, that to me is like the thing you got to watch out.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, the thing is too, like say if you lose your Bitcoin or like if you lose your Bitcoin wallet, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, because it's relied on you as like the bank, like you're your own bank.
Right.
The blockchain is supposed to be really, it's almost impossible to corrupt supposedly because of the computer aspect of the proof of work right now, where basically as long as for it to go on the blockchain, the computer has to solve like a very complicated puzzle, you know? So basically, it's like, so I basically through math is the reason why it's supposed to be incorruptible, which is
but that scares me even more, because now we're talking about like we're either talking about some AI type thing taking over. Like, what happens if you just hear some voice?
But the
Like,
AI is honest. That's the thing.
You know, that's all you need. Okay, go away. I am the boss. You know, that's
Bob, I think you're too late to worried about the AI taking over.
you got a point there. You got a point there. Hey, look, I just came back from the elsewhere, so
exactly, Bob. We're all AI. Bob, join the club. Okay, Bob?
right. Didn't you know, Bob? Nothing's real. I'm just sitting in front of a screen.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh. I mean, you're the expert in stuff like this. Like, what do you think when you hear about like, because you're all in on crypto. What do you think when you hear about like pessimism and skepticism about like this?
Well, it just depends on what the pessimism is. Like, I mean, the thing about the AI, I'd much rather trust AI with my money than white Republicans. That's for sure. Think of it like that.
But in my opinion,
Like, it's
AI
way
are
more
white
honest,
Republicans.
you know?
What's the difference? I mean, let's be real here. I mean, some of them are like, I mean, you look at the AI and it's like, oh my God, that's Mike Pompeo right there.
No, but I don't think it's not. I think this proof of work thing that we're talking about. This is what people complain about, because that's the environmentally unfriendly aspect to all this. But in reality, it's something that's basically almost all the way phased out. Like Ethereum is moving from like proof of work to a proof of stake, which basically means you get it by how much you're staked into it. Like, so basically, the more you're contributing to the blockchain, instead of like how powerful your computer is at guessing this puzzle, it's going to be how much is your computer contributing to the network. So that's basically what most new cryptos are using, and it's like an evolved, more economically and environmentally friendly version of like the original Bitcoin proof of work. Because that's like kind of like the VCR already, and we're already on the DVD, and there's already people making Blu-ray. Like, I just got this thing called Helium, which is like you could buy like a hotspot, and it basically is like a new. They're basically trying to build a new internet basically for IoT devices, which are like your smart devices, your refrigerator, or like your TV, anything that has like a computer chip, for all that shit to connect to the internet, basically. So basically, you mine this cryptocurrency called Helium by providing like internet coverage to this new network for them to develop like programs on. So that's like a whole new like way of mining. But I don't know if anyone other than Helium uses that yet. But there are all these like different ways that it's basically you're still giving something to get something, which keeps it honest, in my opinion, which makes me think it's gonna stay, because I think
Yeah, I have
everything
a
is kept
question.
honest in this system.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question about this whole crypto thing, right? So like with the proof of concept or whatever, don't these like to mine bitcoins? Doesn't it take like huge amounts of power? So like climate change questions come up, and more
Yeah,
importantly, the
exactly. Yeah.
central banks are gonna start, building their own digital currencies. So like, what's gonna happen with these currencies when they're competing with the actual authorities' currencies? I mean, where is this gonna go?
Well, everything is based on the price of Bitcoin in the whole sphere. Like, Bitcoin is like gold; it's like the gold standard. So basically, if you put $100 into something, like Dogecoin is one exception right now, because that's like basically going up the way GameStop went up, just because it's very popular online, and Elon Musk is like spearheading like a movement to like make the price go up. But like most cryptos are like following the price of Bitcoin and are valuing themselves based on the value of Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is created by some guy who we don't know who he is or where he exists. It's completely uncontrollable. There's no Bitcoin company, and there's only 18 million of them. So what the Bitcoins that are out are going to be all the Bitcoins that are out. So the more and more interest that goes in, the more it goes up. So it's kind of like, in a way, like an indicator on the interest of the whole market of crypto, since that was like the original one. And there's never going to be more of them.
Josh, would you say that?
Why are there only 18 million of them?
Or I don't know if that's the right number, but like a small number like that. Like they created some like
That'd be
arbitrary
21
number.
million.
Yeah.
So wait,
Or-
21 million.
after all
Yep.
the bitcoins are mined, then
Huh.
you can't mine it anymore. So there's no computing power to be used, or is that still exponential, like to maintain a network?
Well, the bitcoins I think aren't going to stop being mined until like 80 years or something from now. But 85% of all bitcoins already mined because like every 4 years they mine half of what they were mining. But you get half of the reward for solving the puzzle basically every 4 years. They have it so that Bitcoin will still be they'll still be like working on like there'll still be work going on with it and stuff like that. And that's what a lot of people complain about because that's the environmentally unfriendly aspect of it all, the whole proof of work mining system and like what all the electricity and power it takes like to solve these puzzles. But like as I said before, all these new ones are doing proof of stake, which isn't going to be like even Ethereum is going to switch their whole network over to it eventually. And when that comes out is when Ethereum is supposed to blow up in price to like a huge price. And who knows if it'll surpass Bitcoin or not? But it might even, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to. Yeah. So, Jonathan, are you there yet? Are you back?
My power went out. That's where I went. Like like the power in the building went
Oh
out.
boy.
Oh wow.
Start up
Oh wow.
So I'm not sure if
I
it's
did-
In your
NFT's
building.
fault, NFT's fault or Satan. Either of those two. I
Satan will love
talk
that
shit
comment.
about NFTs. But no, I'm glad I came on to hear that NFTs are going to get their act together and stop being horribly destructive, unnecessary environmental havoc wreakers. That's important.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Antonio Moreno. He just checked in saying better late than never. Well, don't worry, we're here for you, buddy. We're here for you. We've been having a very deep conversation about like Bitcoin, NFTs, and crypto. But actually, let's get to the meat of it. Let's talk about the PN-NFT project. Jonathan Kaplan is the first artist of the PN-NFT project. He's very talented, very funny. He is the creator of Grading Animals, which is a very dope, very cool, funny, hilarious series on the internet. You can find them on Instagram and all that stuff, and YouTube.
Animals on Instagram. Check it out.
At Grading Animals. Yeah, let me see if I can type it into the. Well, yeah, at Grading Animals. Yeah, and he's also a great artist, not just like comedic artist, but also like illustration wise and stuff. And he's helped us like develop like posters and t-shirt designs for our project. And when the NFT thing came out, I was like, oh my god, we've been doing these cool images already. Let me try to reach out to Jonathan. Let's see if we could collab on something. And yeah, some of his like initial layouts for he's gonna beat up the first drop. He's creating 15 NFTs basically for us that will be dropping in June. 10 will be offered to the public. Nine standard coins. There's going to be 3 types of coins. Standard coins, which is basically like character coins or place coins and stuff like that. We featuring characters and stuff. Story coins, which is basically like connecting to the plot of the story, mythology of the show, and even like story beats in the future and stuff. And of course, the super coin, which is basically like the rare coin in our project, where basically it's like the big idea coin, the abstract idea coin, and the coin that's going to be like the big cool thing. And basically, we're going to have like we're going to show some of these story coins right here. Let's see if we could bring this into the chat. This is like I don't know if you can see that picture right there. Yeah, that's the first NFT from Jonathan Kaplan, which is the PN and Friends NFT. And Jonathan, if you're still there, hopefully still.
Yeah, I can hear you, and I can.
So what was your process when it came to like creating this NFT? I know like you're apprehensive about NFTs because of the green, the proof of work aspect. And again, we're hoping by June. But I just want to say we're hoping by June there's some changes and evolutions when it comes to like sort of NFT like culture right now. Like there's green NFTs basically where they're done without the proof of work, which is like I think like mintable and stuff like that. Hopefully,
I think on Vive, and you could do that too.
Yeah. So I think we're waiting for like June because like I think second quarter, third quarter, they'll be moving towards a greener version and it will be more open to like the public instead of like you know if instead of like people who are like totally in on it and like rich people who are like already have that. So, but Jonathan, yeah, let's just get in your mindset. Like, so with this NFT, with this is your first NFT you've created, or
Yeah, no, I never even knew about it before this. But yeah, so the when I was taking the characters for from PN and Friends, well, I had already done exactly like you said. I've done like 2 posters for you already for your YouTube covers,
Mhm.
and also like I know you for years now, and I know your work, and you know it's I'm always like so when we wanted to do this project, I already like know the spirit of it. I think I like get the spirit of it, and one of the things about it is it's very like human. It's very like real and it's genuine. Like that's the thing about even when you were describing your greatest hope for the NFTs, like there's an optimism and there's uh like a positivity that's like uh that is the foundation of that thing that you said. And I
Mhm.
think so like my background in illustration is like classical drawing. Um so and like the drawings I feel like are like definitely in part caricatures, but then there's also like I'm not trying to distort or like use it to like make fun of the characters. I'm like celebrating the personalities of them. I think that's like the and as far as like NFTs, like I'm not thinking of them as whatever as that. I'm thinking of them as like these portraits I'm doing to celebrate your work and to celebrate the thing that you believe in to do this.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I hope
I
I
that
like
think
this NFT right here.
which one is that the green one or?
I like the spend me one, not money. It's like very simple and good.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to
Well,
see.
technically
Yeah, I'm
it
trying
So
to
is
see.
are
money.
these story ones or?
These are standard coins. These are standard coins, and yeah, these are basically the standard coins will be like $100 each, and the story coins will be 125, and the super coins will be 250. Start an auction. It'll be going up to auction starting at 250. So yeah, so this would be like
Oh,
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get you guys back because like I think we're like stuck on this page right here. Let me see if I could change this.
it's a pretty face.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Okay. Don't worry. Yeah, we got the Bob Bell NFT right there, guys. That's our Bob Bell NFT. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, yeah. So I mean, by the way, I think Nicholas. I mean, Satan says no more red, Jonathan. I guess. Yeah, we're gonna have a Satan coin coming up soon. Satan's a character in our show, and I think he's warning Jonathan that no reds apparently because Satan's not into being logged down as a stereotype. Can't
we talk
stereotype.
about that, Todd. Can we
Yeah,
talk about that? Can
sure, sure. Go ahead.
can
Yeah,
we talk about Satan's stipulations?
exactly. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, have
Actually,
you?
so we I haven't done any of the story coins yet. The one story coin that I will be working on.
You breaking up, Jonathan?
Oh,
Uh-oh. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. You bring up the Prince of Darkness, and this is what happens. Well, Jonathan will jump in soon, and wait, he's yeah. There you go. By the way,
hey,
it was a super.
forgiven.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, yeah. By the way, Jonathan, you just dropped out. Uh,
So it's
it's a
garbage.
super coin, not a story coin. Super coin you're working on.
Super
But yeah,
coin.
go ahead, go ahead.
So it's going to be like I don't know how much was cut out. Did you guys hear what I was saying or what?
You all dropped out, and Satan says God is jelly. So,
All right. Well, I was saying that the one super coin that I'm doing is a parody of the Washington crossing the Delaware, but it's PN and friends, all the characters from the web series, crossing the sea towards like Ethereum, and it's an apocalyptic like hellhole. It's
Nice.
Oh,
crossing
yeah,
like the
I
ocean
already like it.
green, and everything's dead, and like everything's covered in oil and on fire, and it's terrible.
yeah, that's great. I love that.
Cool.
I
It's
love
Like the
that.
dream I had last night. Perfect.
Bob, you had a dream about oil and burning and stuff?
Shit, maybe I'm dreaming about Bitcoin and like NFT, Ethereum.
By the way, don't you love all these like fucking like Star Trek type names? Ethereum,
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
sure. I know. It's like somewhat retro.
Doge.
Doge. That's
Which is
the key. You got to get the name before you do anything. You got to get the name.
right. I just love how Doge sounds like a douchebag version of dog, basically, right? Oh, not Doug, Doge. That's how I
Doge.
pronounce dog. Wait, look at my Doge. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like a meme. It's
yeah,
based on a meme.
yeah. It's a joke coin. It's basically, but the problem is the joke coin is like literally like the number 3 coin. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then Dogecoin. Yeah,
In other words, the joke's
Excellent.
on you.
right.
It'll be
Well,
like
I mean, that's
GameStop, possibly. GameStop was like this, and then just me it.
yeah. Savvy. So savvy, like you're. I think you're the youngest one here, right? You're like a young like. Are you a Gen Z or you're like a younger millennial? I can't tell.
I'm the cusp because 1995 is the cutoff, depending on which you believe. I'm right in the middle, but I'm not a Zoomer.
Oh,
Fuck that.
dude, you're
Oh
millennial.
wow.
Yeah, you're like the youngest millennial. I'm like the oldest millennial. You're like the youngest millennial. So that's our sitcom. So, but yeah,
Cool.
is this? I mean, so
I thought millennials up to 97.
yeah. So
No,
savvy,
some
how do
would say
you?
up to 94.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But savvy, what do you think about all this stuff? Like, I mean, for your generation, are you like kind of excited about all this stuff, or are you kind of weary that like money's turning into like this weird sort of philosophical concept, maybe that's like dystopian, yet also like
It
maybe
always has been.
Yeah, money is kind of dystopian as it is. Like we were kind of cool with the bartering system, and then we decided to make it really fucking difficult. And we didn't necessarily have to do that. Like, hey, I like your picture. You want to fish? Cool.
yeah.
But no, I think it's interesting. I do think that there is something insidious about tech following everything. Being someone who kind of remembers before 9/11, I know life became a lot more monitored after 9/11. So looking at that as an example, it does make me a little sketched out that everything is so trackable. You can just get a bunch of cash out and pay your weed guy, or get money for a commission you did and get it under the table, or be a stripper. But you can't be a stripper and use Bitcoin. So I don't know. It's interesting, and I think it's really cool. But also, I think it's like robots. You gotta watch for robots. They're not your friend. So money's not your friend either. Sometimes it is.
If I was a stripper, I'd
So I
totally
don't know. I'm
take
conflicted.
Bitcoin.
Well, Josh,
I said if I was a stripper, I'd totally take Bitcoin.
I
But
think there
maybe
are.
I would probably do Litecoin because it's a lower transaction fee. Then I get it.
I think there. Yeah, I think there are. I think. Oh, did you hear about like? I think there's like
Nice.
dude. I think there's like a porn coin called Cum Rocket. I think, right?
Oh yeah, there's also
Yeah,
an ass token.
There's a porn coin?
Yeah, there's a porn.
Of course, there's got to be. What else?
Yeah, let me look it up. It's like let me see, like
I think I've heard of that too, and I've heard of something called ass token, which is like a Safe Moon copy that had to do with the porn industry.
Yes.
yeah. Hey Bob, are you gonna get
right
yourself?
now.
Bob, you gonna get some ass moon, Bob? Are you gonna get some cum rocket coin?
Not for me.
It's Australian Safe Shepherd. Is that a code or
Yeah, it's
What?
a code, and I think it's like people's porn NFTs and stuff, or something weird like that. I read about it on Reddit at some point when I was looking at new companies to
Is it
So,
just
well,
called
that's the big.
Australian Shepherd token to like hide it? I don't understand.
Well, I
Wow,
think
this
that
is
they have like a
bad.
dog. I know they have a dog as the mascot, 'cause they can't have like an ass as the mascot or something like.
That's bullshit.
Is that
Oh,
even
God.
conceivable to
Because
have
if
that as
they're
a mascot?
It is like, yeah, wow. That's
if the
fucking
people who are gonna
ridiculous.
do
Their
that, they
future
should be allowed
sucks.
to make their website have an ass.
Come again, Jonathan?
That's bullshit. They should just like their own coin can't just put a porn website where they have an ass and they're like, yeah, we're doing that. Fuck you.
Yeah, if I was Pornhub, I would just have my own coin, and that's how you buy porn off my site. You have to buy my crypto and pay a transaction fee. That's what I would do if I was a porn guy. If I was in the porn industry as like a producer or something.
You're like all in. You're all in for Bitcoin. You're like it's
I'm not really all in, to tell you the truth. I still have a savings account, but but like I do think
yeah.
like
No,
well, like the last
sound like you're
year it's been like really crazy. Like my crypto has just been doing so much better.
Josh, that's better than me. I don't have a savings account.
Bob's totally under
yeah.
the fucking Bob. You're totally under the bridge or under the what do you call that? Like
off the grid.
Off the grid. Yeah. Oh, it's
Under
for this
the grid.
Under the bridge. I like that better.
It sounds like a troll.
That's probably where we're going to end up. It's like with that and a few baskets and.
Yeah, Bob's literally on the grid right now, on the computer right now. He's literally on our grid. Yeah. So let me just do another like NFT here. Show you these
Antonio
two.
asked what wallets will support your NFTs. You could use probably
Ooh,
MetaMask as your main
Yeah.
is your main wallet that you probably want to use right now, I think.
Yeah. So basically, it's like that stuff. It's we'll probably. I'm thinking of doing this type of talk for crypto, like at least once a week until June, and so we can get more explicate more about that. But like basically,
Is that you,
MetaMask.
Savvy?
Come again?
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. My bad.
Yeah.
I was
So
asking
basically,
about what's Savvy in the NFT. Sorry.
oh yeah, you thought that was savvy, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Are you allowed should you have an NFT if you have a bad internet connection like me?
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, if you have an NFT, I mean, anybody could get an NFT. So basically, that's the thing. The only thing now is that like the gas fees are kind of like still crazy and hectic, and I'm kind of waiting till June and like the later months. Like June, I want to start out by like start out this experiment to put it out there to see like how people engage it and stuff. But like probably more of these NFTs are going to come out like during the summer and like fall, where like probably by August we'll probably have like at least 100 of the PN-NFTs out in the marketplace in the public. And also, there's only going to be like 1,100 PN-NFTs, 1,000 coins for the public, and then 100 for friends and family. And that's going to be like how we like sort of like usher out. And when I say 1,100, that means like throughout the whole project. So it's like even if PN goes on like a bigger, becomes like goes on HBO or something, or becomes like an animated series or whatever, there's only going to be 1,100 NFTs, and that's it. So these are going to be like cool art pieces, but also these are going to be like cool badges for being part of the club in our show, and also there'll be portals to our show, and also for like cool stuff and like real world value, and also portals to the story in the show as well. So, it's going to be cool.
Hey, Todd.
Yep, go ahead, Zeph.
Maybe for the folks at home watching, could you explain, because the NFTs are pretty inexpensive, but still money, like where the money is allocated? Like this goes to artists and this goes to the technical thing behind it, because I know people like to know that what they're, especially with artists, and I'm sure you're being like amazing with the artists and the money. Like,
oh yeah,
where is everything going? Just so people know, like, yes, this is for the creativity and all that. I'm giving you a plug.
Savvy, thank you. That's why I got you there as my co-host, Sav. That's why, that's why you're savvy, literally, figuratively, metaphorically, and all of it, I guess. Right? So
Thank
yeah,
you.
so basically to produce these drops, we're hiring artists. Like I'm paying Jonathan Kaplan, and 3 other artists to produce these NFTs. And what we're doing right now is we're doing these NFTs for a drop, like $500 I'm paying, and then also I'm giving them an NFT themselves too. Like they'll also get an NFT from the project and that NFT is going to be an artist coin, which will also be like a rare coin. So if the thing blows up, that artist coin also will be worth of value too, being like a super coin and being from the
I'm
artist.
actually, I already am trying to plan to sell mine to a Colombian drug lord.
There you go. That's how our
Yeah.
show becomes international. This is the Groper. This is the Groper to God. He's a character in our show. He's a gangster rapper who lives in the bathroom. PN's uncle, and this is his album cover. I guess his metaphorical album cover, right?
Yep.
It's a
Nice,
good one.
yeah.
And all the images are mostly taken from either references that are were shot during the production of the show, or are straight from episodes. So I don't know. The only
Yeah.
really rough one that you have, I wouldn't show the one of voice, but some of them I've already I don't know, I can't tell how many you've showed, but I do try to heighten the spirit of the characters,
Right.
or be I really like the way the Kenzie coin is coming out. I think that's a
Right.
great one. She has
Yeah,
such a great a fun energy in the show, and I think that one when it's done, it'll be really great.
Yes, nice, Jonathan. Great job, man. Great job.
Yeah. That's the Kenzie coin right here. That's the Kenzie coin. If you could see that. By the way, Jimmy, you're back, right?
I'm back. Yeah.
Jimmy, you're back, Jimmy?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm here.
Yo, what
Can you hear
happened? Did the Illuminati snatch you, man?
Well, no, what happened is I was coming up with the marketing strategy. So what we do is we go on the dark web and we buy secrets of all these billionaires, and then we blackmail them and get them to buy PN coins.
Bro,
What do you think?
my man, be thinking. I love that.
Yeah.
Standing ovation. Finally, a fucking visionary in the house.
Yeah, would it be funny if this is became our thing where we tried to this is like a cabal? This is our little thing where it's all right, how do we take all the global markets and king down and then transfer it to our own
We're like PN Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, we got a comment from Can Condors Fly saying, keep it simple. Count your money, don't blow it. That sounds like a cool rap song, right?
Are they trying to... That's
I like that. I like how there's so many different.
Yeah, Josh, go ahead, Josh.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I like how it doesn't even matter what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I like how there's so many. There's a comment from Twitch, some from YouTube, and some from this is a cool app. I think.
The app's still kind of buggy though, but it's great to get it out as much as possible to as much people. So thank you for bearing with us, people watching right now. It's still a brand new app and stuff, and it's we're trying to different things. So thank you for engaging with us, and we'll try to read your comments as they come along. Let me check my Facebook. Oh, Craig Bowden says, looking up porn coin. I'm starting to understand what happened to your HP laptop. There you go. Joke's on me. So basically, I'm using my aunt's laptop, guys, because the HP laptop I had broke under a year, and now it's under fix by a third party because I had a warranty with them, and HP wouldn't fix it because they suck. But that's another stream. That's another thing. So, but yeah, I think but basically, to me,
You should make a Hewlett Packard NFT just to see.
Don't talk to Todd about Hewlett Packard. He's very sensitive about Hewlett Packard.
Oh, dude, I totally want to do that. I totally want, I've been thinking about if shit goes, all right, my laptop's still in the shop, if shit goes south, I'm totally gonna go all in on the war with
Yeah.
HP. Like, I'm gonna fucking start a fucking like rap albums, diss tracks, NFTs, all that stuff.
The,
Bullhorns in the Midtown Times Square, all that stuff.
the
I will.
anti-NFT.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Todd's gonna do an old school like truth smoking campaign about Hewlett Packard and all of their
Right.
evil ways.
Dude, did you know that Hewlett Packard actually like split from HP? They're two different companies now because that's how
No, I
bad
did
HP
not know that.
was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. They divorced themselves from their own company. That's how shitty they are. It's hilarious. But but also let me finish up with Savvy's question. So basically, what we're doing is like we want to raise funds to up the quality of production on our show. Because we've been using smartphones, we've been using Zoom and stuff. We want to use like actual dope fucking production value and really make it cinematic and bring it out there to like we want to do that HBO quality. We can do that. You know what I'm saying? So with these NFTs, we'll use this as a war chest to produce higher quality content as well as like sort of like actually pay artists, pay the people who are in it. You know what I'm saying? So for example, if these NFTs kick and they become a big success, like we won't need a bigger platform. We could just be our own platform. You know what I'm saying? We could just produce our own, that's the real thing that like interests me about this shit, man. Because it's like we can finally produce our own stuff and not have like a gatekeeper telling you, well, maybe you should tone it down. Or why, like for example, when I was pitching PN, like I had a manager, I had a manager I was trying to like sell PN to, and they were saying like, I don't get it. Why is this character living at home? Is in it, and he's like in his mid-30s. Is he going through a divorce? Why is he living with his grandma? Like they don't get like these characters. Like people can be so poor and so broke that they never get out of that like sort of place. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't understand that. They didn't understand like generational poverty and stuff. And and I want to do that. I want to make fun. I want to bring that aspect, that real aspect to it, but also like in a funny way. Like Good Times. You know what I'm saying? Good Times was fucking real, but it was funny. Like you don't have these shows out there anymore, and like people like me, creators who want to bring that aspect out, you have to find alternate ways to like do it. When I saw NFTs, I was like, oh shit, this is a cool way to do that. This is a cool way, and also this is a cool way to give value back to people who support the show. You know what I'm saying? Because like if our show blows up, that NFT will also blow up in value. And not only that, while it's blowing up in value, we're going to do cool stuff with the NFT where they engage with the show, and also they'll be rewarded and get like cool prizes and stuff with it. You know what I'm saying? So
I
that's
have a
that's my
question. So if someone wants to buy like your $100 NFT, do they have an option of bidding more than $100?
so that's what we're doing. So what we're doing is like just for the first drop, the experimental drop, we're gonna sell like 10 NFTs, 9 $100 coins, the standard coins, and then one super coin. And that super coin will be up for auction starting at 250.
I kind of just had an idea just hit me for you. I don't know if you're going to take it or not. But if there's a way to make those $100 coins, like how like I don't know if you could do this with NFTs, but I know like on eBay how there's also like a best offer option.
Mm-hmm.
So like then take offers above 100, and then those buyers can know that the original purchase price on that NFT ledger is a little bit higher. So that NFT might get more valuable than the other NFTs in the collection if you spend a little extra money on it off the top, I think.
Right. I think there is that. I think there is that option in like some of these like what do you call it? Those like what do you call it? Those app places like I think there is some there is options for that, but I want to stick at least for the first drop, like the first 10 coins. I want to stay on like 100, and then have like that one super coin as like the auction coin, because I want to get these coins out in the public. I want to start having them out. I don't want to. I want to have them out with like people who have been following me and who are my fans and like my friends. You know what I'm saying? I want to get those out first so they could be the first ones to have them, and then like that super coin, when it goes out to auction, that could be like the coin where to really see like where it goes. You know what I'm saying? But also too though, like we're gonna gamify this. I was talking to Jimmy on the phone. Jimmy, you there? Jimmy's floating in the internet space. Ultimately we're gonna gamify these coins
He's
where
in the
like
NFT verse.
exactly he's in the metaverse somewhere, floating in Decentraland or wherever. We're gonna gamify these coins too. Like I'm talking to people about like designing and like in a way where like Pokemon where you have to catch them all because there's gonna be whales. Like if this becomes like successful, there will be whales. There will be people who like want to collect all the coins, and there's gonna be like benefits to that as well. You know what I'm saying?
Guys,
So
I have a question for everyone watching. Can everyone watching see all the coins you put up so far? The layouts.
yeah, I took out one, but I'll put in some more. I'll put in back like
I want to
yeah,
ask, which of the coins so far do you think should be the most valuable?
like Pokemon where you have to catch them all.
Yeah,
I think
which is the most valuable that you guys think?
yeah. What do you guys think? Yeah, let me just put out some more to see if are you watching, guys?
Which
Or
should be like more than 100. By the way, these are layouts. They're not fully drawn versions of them. They're just me like, because the process that Todd and I have is that like I lay the thing out and show it to him, and then he's like, yeah, that's good for finishing, because I don't want to have too much back and forth of like change this, change that. I think that like it goes faster if we agree and then move forward. That's just a little behind the scenes of me drawing the NFT stuff.
I'm gonna put in some more too, so he could like see more of this stuff too. So yeah, are you guys watching? What do you guys think? What's your favorite, basically?
This guy's Todd coin, of course, right here.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the I like the
You're the
peace
host of the show.
the peace
Yeah.
coin. I really like.
Oh, you like the Kenzie coin?
Yeah. I mean, there's something about it with the colors.
I think I know I like Groper's coin. Groper's dope, like the rap coin, because like I want to do like a rap store. That's another thing too. Like I so basically with the project, I've got like big ideas for like for story arcs and stuff, and I want to do crazy things. I want to do like special effect things, but like I can't do it because it's not in my budget. But I have all these scripts to do all these like crazy out there, shit, Antonio says they are all cool. I'll get two possibly.
Damn, that's amazing, dude. Tell you what, Antonio, we can print out real versions of them, and you can give us $200 right now.
Well, again, Jonathan, here's the thing though. Like I have to give the coins. That's what
like,
makes
"Nah,
it valuable.
He's like save your $200.
But that's what makes it valuable because of the NFTs. Like, because it's the ledger says I give it to you, so it's like getting it from like this like it's like getting a picture of Spider-Man from Stan Lee and then having like the proof of like verification code. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that little stamp in the back of the
Or a cell.
Right.
An animation cell.
Right. I mean that's basically it. Like it's the smart contract aspect of like NFTs that's like really the game changer. Right? It's gonna probably mainstream like the idea of Bitcoin and like crypto for like everybody, because like when you bring it to like, oh, I could have a piece of like this piece of a project I'm into, like all of a sudden it makes crypto more like tangible. All right, let me see if I can get you people back. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh man, this app is very tiring. it's like I'm playing video games as I'm producing. It's like do. Yeah. Yeah. So what else, man? So yeah. So basically it's gonna go back into production, and also like we're paying the artists too. And the cool thing is too, we're promoting the artists. You know what I'm saying? Not only we're paying the artists, but we're also promoting the artists by like giving like each coin, like each drop will be connected to an artist. So you'd be like, oh, that's JCap's drop, Jeffrey Kaplan's drop 1 or drop 2, And the cool thing is too, with the artist coin, if the project blows up, that super coin the artist has, they could sell it and they could like make some more money from it too. Or they could keep it as like its own value. Like, oh wow, this is like a memento from like this crazy moment, And then when you're down on your luck, you can sell it for like millions of dollars, Jonathan. So
I love that. It's exciting.
You mentioned the fractional sales of it too.
Okay, so Jimmy brought up something interesting from a phone call. So say if the project does blow up, it will, but say if it does, like like, say if it blows up crazy and then it's like people want to purchase like an NFT, but it's too much money to purchase it. Say if it's like $20,000 for an NFT, like, this we're talking about like if it blows up, if it's like a fucking cultural phenomenon, all that stuff. Jimmy's saying like, oh, well, like what if people could get into a group and purchase an NFT, like, and then fractionalize it. That's interesting. I don't know if it's like it's still too early for that, but that's also an interesting aspect. And then like we could play within that aspect of like fractionalization where it's like, oh, I own a piece of that NFT. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It'd be cool is that if you like cut the picture up into 64 squares and you just give the person a little piece of the JPEG.
Sure, why not?
Of course.
I mean,
be like, fuck you, dude. You only bought 64% of it.
Yeah. Jonathan, can't you wait? Like, aren't you like so excited that people are going to bump into you in the street going, hey, man, I own 1/140th of this picture that you created. Isn't that dope?
I fucking can't. I'm so excited about it. It's fucking awesome.
Yo, Antonio says buying one for sure, though. Possibly two. Can't wait to see the more rare ones, though. So that's the thing. You're working on the 2 super coins now, and I can't wait to see those, right?
Yeah, dude. One of them is the one that I told you guys about, which is the Washington crossing the Delaware parody. And the other one is a very complicated one from Satan. Satan, you'd think that since he's the devil, he would be down for whatever. But actually, he has a lot of issues with the way Satan is portrayed in a drawing. And he sent them to me. It's like there's more rules than fucking the last time I tried to draw Muhammad.
Right. Well, that's what makes the project special, Yo, Josh got to run. We're gonna wrap up in like a couple of minutes. We're gonna wrap up in 5 minutes or so. But yeah, I think this is a cool thing, man. And like I think we're laying the groundwork for it. We'll probably come back next week. Wait, Jonathan, are you available next week? Because I want to do one with like the 3 other artists in the first drop.
Whatever you want, man. Like this is fun. I mean, it's ultimately like a podcast of talking about this stuff, and maybe as we go, we can loosen and like talk about other things too, because we talked about the I think there's a big connection between the arbitrary value of contemporary art, because it's not based on how good it is. It's based on an underhand, like a money lending or whatever. And that is kind of what I feel like they got the ideas for NFTs, because it's like, oh, let's have these arbitrarily not valuable things that we can trade against. In the same way, the housing market too. Like it's just So
there's a lot of things it connects to. It'd be interesting to talk about it, right, Jonathan?
So you know what? Let's do this. Let's continue next week. We'll talk more about that when we do like an in-depth artist version of the show. And let's do some plugs. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you all for watching this. And we're gonna do a plugs right now. So Josh, where can we see you, Josh?
You can check out my podcast. It's called But Why Though. It's like a philosophy-themed comedy podcast. I do it with my wife, Nyanti, who's a philosophy student at Brooklyn College. And we actually just had an episode drop today on mental health, because it's Mental Health Awareness Month in May. Check it out. It's on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, all those.
Sweet. Savvy, where can we see you, dude?
My name is Savvy J. So if you see anywhere where that name is used, usually it's me, because it's not very common. And anywhere so that's my website, savvyj.com, Jaye, Savvy like the word. And if you're looking for any other account, it's the Russian Lunch Lady, because of course it is. So that's where you can find me. I do everything.
Savvy, are you Russian?
No, it's because I did Fiddler on the Roof as a 13-year-old and I was fat. So they gave me an adult costume that was really ugly. And I said I looked like a Russian lunch lady. And I decided to make that my internet moniker when I was 12. And it's never gone away.
Savvy, you're culturally appropriating, Savvy. All the Russian lunch ladies out there.
All white people are the same. It's okay. I'm black too. I can do whatever I want. Fuck.
Hey, Jonathan, JCaps, can you give us a plug?
Yeah, Grading Animals. This is our sticker. It's our sticker and also NFT. But at Instagram, gradinganimals.com. Check it out. It's also an NFT.
Nice. And Jimmy, got anything you want to plug, buddy?
Not really. I'm trying to stay anonymous, but you can generally catch me when you close your eyes.
Yo, I love how this is the app to stay anonymous because Bob Bell's not on social media except Haps. So, Bob, is there anything you want to plug?
First of all, I just want to say it's good to see everybody. Josh, Savvy. I hadn't seen any people in a while. Jonathan, first time I met you, and James. Maybe I'll see. I might be trying to push the one-man show at 13th Street Rep if things are starting to open up and I get back to New York. So that's I'll keep everybody informed as far as that goes.
And Bob, we'll probably see you on Thursday. We'll do another real talk with Bob Bell and Big Mike and stuff. We'll probably do it then. I know because you're busy tomorrow, but Thursday we'll probably do that.
Yeah, cool. I should. Whenever I should be around.
Cool. All right, I just want to give a shout out to everybody watching. Antonio Moreno, thank you for being a person watching right now. Who else was watching? Can Condors Fly? Can Condors Fly? Cool nickname, man. Craig Bodwin, Satan, and David Zito, all that stuff. Thank you for watching, guys. And we're going to end our broadcast. We'll see you next time. PN-NFTS, spread the word, all that stuff. Watch PN and Friends, guys. PN and Friends on Monte Vision. Thank you very much. And Ugget. Peace.
See you guys.
Bye.
Oh, wait. Should I do the countdown? Wait, should I do the countdown? Should I do the countdown? All right.
Sure.
Countdown.
New Year's
I know
Eve
Bob Bell loves the countdowns. Yeah. 29, 28, 20. No music. 24. Bob loves countdowns. 19 seconds.
It's so late 70s. I love it.
I love how excited Bob is. Bob's just like, yeah, I love it.
Oh, I'm waiting for the numbers. Where are they?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Woo!
Hey.